Welcome to the 7th part of the story. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. If you didn't watch the first parts of the story, please follow the link in the right-hand top corner of the screen to go to it and then return to this video. It will be absolutely worth it. Subscribe not to miss next parts and other stories on the channel. This is a last part of the third update, that I decided to split it into 3 parts. I'm sure you were waiting for it. Let's get to this interesting story. Update.
My first therapist was okay for about 4 sessions. The first session is always essentially introductions, no matter how much you share on the paperwork. She seemed very positive at first. Sympathetic yet encouraging, she assured me I was doing better than most at being a good dad, which was nice to hear. But when we started talking about issues in the past before the cheating started, her tone changed. It's not a direct quote, but she kind of insinuated that sometimes we do things that hurt or irritate our partner, but they say nothing. If those issues fester for weeks, months or years, it's like a powder keg that we helped create. No, she didn't have a Belgian accent. But I do have enough pride and common sense to know that despite any and all my faults and mistakes, no part of me deserved what Mari did. Nothing I had ever done to her made even 1% of what she did to me righteous actions. So, I got a new shrink. I tried a few therapy sessions with a guy. He could understand the feelings of emasculation and mind movies. He could grasp how it's all overwhelming. I just didn't feel comfortable with him. Thank God I'm pretty much all cried out. But if I have to talk about some emotional shit, I don't want to cry in front of a guy. Guys are for drinking, playing sports with, and fighting. We don't discuss why Gary's wife is emotionally unavailable to him and doesn't understand his love language. This guy doesn't anyway. Part of me wanted to give him more of a chance. But I didn't see us developing any rapport. If it makes me sexist, so be it. I just feel more comfortable in confiding in a woman. That's my preference, and I finally got a good shrink. She was the only daughter in her family with 3 brothers, which takes care of having some understanding of men. Her specialty is coping with infidelity and grief counseling. When I told her about the events that led me there, she used half of a box of tissues. She said she's amazed I'm doing as well as I am. Still not sure if that was meant as encouragement or genuine shock. I'm not institutionalized. I'll call my therapist Sarah for the purpose of this post. But she's helped me quite a bit just by listening. She says I am difficult to read and that my outward appearance doesn't match my friendly personality. She noted that I use humor to diffuse tense situations and disarm people. I told her it ruins the fun if she calls me out on my BS beforehand. But she is figuring me out. She says I have to figure me out now. She was adamant she was there to help. But rebuilding my life and myself, it's going to take effort by me. I can't just pay someone else to do the work for me. I'm going to have to take stock and see how genuinely damaged I am, repair what I can, amputate what I can't. It's going to hurt, even more than I've already hurt. But I have to come to peace with all I've lost because it's not coming back. The kids see their own shrink, 40 minutes with each and then 40 minutes with the 3 of us twice a week. They've been doing great. The therapy is allowing them to come to terms with the inevitable. I was a little concerned how family therapy was going to go due to how I feel about their mom. I've been silent in sessions when they have expressed missing their mom or wishing we were all still together. I thought about showing them on the doll where Mari hurt me, but dolls don't have a soul. Sometimes I don't feel like I have one anymore either. I have gone out of my way to try to be sociable and lean on friends. But given what I have ahead of me, small talk feels too trivial. I know friends are tired of me venting, I would be. I've tried to not go on a rant, but the betrayal still eats at me. It's still always at the back of my mind. Then of course if we go out for drinks, they are pointing out this girl or that girl. Like I know they are conventionally pretty, but I have no interest in getting to know them. And unlike my wife, the hygiene issues alone would prevent me from doing any hookup activity even if given the chance. Rest assured, none of these young ladies has left any of the establishments suicidal because they couldn't bed me. The lack of interest was totally mutual, nobody loses. But this hasn't just affected the way I look at women, it's changed the way I've looked at people. I feel like I'm second-guessing everyone's identity and sincerity. Before all of this, Mari was someone I truly admired. It makes me question the other people in my life, both male and female, that I've admired over the years. She hasn't made me a misogynist, she turned me into a misanthropist. Despite any shame or guilt, she feels for what she's done. I know carnal activity again with the next guy will be easy for her. She'll start eating better, gain some weight, and guys will be hitting her up in no time. My point is she'll move on sexually with ease. I can't do that. I won't do that. I already feel filthy inside and out knowing all the sperm, ball sweat, spit, and stink from other men she subjected me to. I feel she's defiled me, because of been with her, I feel tainted. She didn't just kill any desire for her, she's killed any desire I have for sex at all. As odd as it sounds, Mari was it for me. She was beautiful, I didn't have a need to look at other women. And I thought what we had was special. Beauty just doesn't even register with me anymore. My mind knows better, but my subconscious thinks all women are like Mari and Rebecca. And that's my struggle, fair or not. I had someone send me a very supportive message of encouragement. Then they said they almost envied me as a soon-to-be single guy who is financially secure. He said I'd have no problems meeting women and would be perceived as high value. I thanked him for the support without conveying something that he would look forward to, would be a source of anxiety for me. I know people hook up left and right, all day every day and everywhere. That is between them and the people they hook up with. Not my thing, but more power to them. I wouldn't want a stranger, even a very attractive stranger, touching me. I'm a personal space kind of person. I cannot fathom meeting a stranger at a bar or on an app and interacting with them very little before getting physical. Knowing humans often then agree to go off somewhere, remove their clothes and have sex and see no issue with it amazes me. Obviously, in a world with Tinder and dating sites, my stance is the oddity. I'd be contemplating how long it had been since they'd done the very same thing with someone else. The vast majority of people are accepting of the hookup lifestyle. Mary's hookup numbers wouldn't be all that abnormal for the typical single woman these days. And I think most guys would behave that way if they could. I couldn't and wouldn't, plus, obviously never wanted to be with someone who ever has. Part of me feels Mari wasn't forthcoming about her infidelity, just to spite me for what she knew would be my stance. When I said it felt like she was making a statement, that's the statement it felt like she was making. If I wouldn't even consider a second chance, she was going to do exactly what would hurt and disgust me most. The shit test to end all shit tests, then getting revenge on me without me ever knowing I was being tested. Once the bond we had was broken, we could never have that again with each other or anyone else. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because we are each only granted one life. The continued cheating was what has killed me. If she just admitted to what she'd done and we divorced, I just might have been able to pick up the pieces and eventually give someone else a chance. It's like she wanted to destroy me so there would be no way in hell I'd ever want to be with anyone again just because she couldn't have me back. Diabolical. And I don't care how many showers were taken and condoms were used, some foreign DNA made its way back to me. Disgusting. I hope her genitals rot out. When Mari and I had only had sex with each other, every action was a pure and beautiful act. Her first act of infidelity destroyed all that had been or ever could be, in an instant. Anyone outside a relationship physically engaging with either partner defiles or poisons the relationship forever in a nanosecond. It's like the relationship is a tall glass of cold milk. The second her lips touched the lips of another man, that was like placing one drop of India ink into the milk. It's just one drop, it's still mostly milk. Pay no attention to the rapid discoloration, it probably tastes the same, just go with it, right? But instead of telling me about the one drop of ink, she let me drink the milk. Not only did she keep letting me drink the inky milk, she kept adding ink. Some people are like a glass of milk with one drop of ink. Mari is now a glass of ink with one drop of milk. She's a defiled slut of no value as anything but a prostitute or a fluffer. The night she was conceived, I wish someone had run up and kicked her dad's testicles so hard they hit his spleen just so he couldn't reproduce again. The world would be a better place. The things most people get a rush from pertaining to new relationships cause me massive anxiety. I remember getting butterflies with Mari. The feeling made me nauseous. I even had to get used to someone as pretty as Mari whom I liked invading my personal space. It's not a self-esteem thing. She and I were both outgoing around each other but introverted by nature. Figuring out how to really kiss, feeling that closeness for the first time, I had to ease into it. Everyone thinks all teens are hormonal horn dogs, but she and I actually weren't. We very slowly progressed things physically as we learned and grew more comfortable. I was taught that was the way it was supposed to be. That's what I wanted. That's what she swore to me she wanted as well. The thought of trying to be intimate with someone new makes me cringe. But of course, now the thought of Mari is like the antidote to Viagra. It's all too much. I find myself ashamed more every day to be part of the human species. My life wasn't supposed to go this way. We had so many beautiful moments awaiting us as a family, but memories are destroyed, and those moments will never be. At the end of the day, I loved Carrie, but I had to let her go because our relationship was forced upon us from day one, against our will. By adopting her, I'm telling her, if given the chance, because I have given myself the chance, I'll choose her as my daughter all over again. When the judge asks her if she wants me to adopt her, it will be her with all that love for me returning. Full circle. Things set right, or as right as they can be. I can never be her father. That title belongs to some guy walking around not knowing he has a 6-year-old daughter. But I'm the only dad she will ever know. Protector and provider, long after any legal obligation would have lasted. I've done what I had to do to keep my sanity even when others questioned my actions or accused me of being cruel. I've done what I thought was needed to allow Mary's 2 biggest victims to stake their claim to what was never truly theirs. I've made mistakes how I have handled things. I won't know they were mistakes until much further down the road. But I've done my best. I will try to do another update when I can once more issues are finalized. I apologize for the lapse between updates and the length. I will try to do better on both as I and the kids press forward together. Peace and thanks to all.
My opinion. I'm saying it in every comment, but you're a very strong man. You've gone through a very traumatized experience and seems like you're coping with it very well. I'm sure your kids will understand what a good father you are when they grow up. About your relationships with other women, well, I hope that your psychologist will help you with that. But I feel like you can try once, step over yourself and then understand if it works well for you and helps you to switch from Mari to someone else. For me it feels like it's worth trying, but I'm not a specialist and, I think, you better speak about it with the one. Anyway, all is going very well for now. I'm looking forward for the next update. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel.